Carve Solikor is alongside me. To his credit, as ever, he doesn't duck a question, does he, Ruben Amorim? What did you make of what he had to say?
Well, he's just basically saying that Bruno Fernandes is staying at Manchester United. I think he gave quite a lot away in some of his answers. He made it obviously clear that he knows that Al Hilal are making this big push to sign Bruno Fernandes. We know they're willing to pay up to £100 million for him and treble his wages, pay him up to £700,000 a week. And Ruben Amorim made it clear that Bruno Fernandes has considered that offer, but has decided to stay at Manchester United because he's the United captain and he loves the club. And Ruben Amorim also let us in on the fact that he's obviously spoken to Bruno Fernandes about this potential move to Saudi Arabia, and Bruno Fernandes believes in what is happening at Manchester United. He knows that next season is not going to be like last season. The people running the club have obviously told him about their plans, and he is happy to stay and be part of those plans and part of the process of transforming Manchester United. I mean, it's a big, big call for Bruno Fernandes because the money on offer is incredible. We've said all along, though, that Bruno Fernandes is not somebody who is motivated by money. And Ruben Amorim himself said it there, that he feels Bruno Fernandes is still a world-class elite player, and it is too soon for him to be moving, with all due respect, to the Saudi Pro League.
Therefore, do you think that if a club, one of Europe's elite, were to show a strong hand to want to bring Bruno Fernandes, that he might be a little bit more easily convinced than he is than going to Al Hilal?
I think United are pretty insistent on the fact that they want Bruno Fernandes to stay. I think you could look at this and say United have got financial problems. He's 30, he's going to be 31. Why not cash in on him? They've missed out on the Champions League. But I think Bruno Fernandes is integral to Manchester United now. When they go on tour to Hong Kong and Malaysia, the fans want to see Bruno Fernandes. He's the star attraction. He's their best player at the moment. And I know Matheus Cunha is coming in as well, but it would be a massive blow if he was to leave. Now, he's got 2 years left on his contract. He signed a contract extension last summer. 2 years left on it to 2027, plus the option of another 12 months. So if Ruben Amorim is to be believed, and why would we not believe the Manchester United head coach, Bruno Fernandes is not going anywhere. He's going to turn down this approach from Al Hilal, which would lead to the question perhaps of what is his agent doing in Riyadh? Why was he in Riyadh yesterday being photographed going into the Four Seasons Hotel to have a meeting with senior Al Hilal executives?
But we do start with Manchester United. Ruben Amorim has issued a pretty emphatic hands-off warning to Al Hilal over captain Bruno Fernandes. Al Hilal are willing to make Fernandes one of the best-paid players in the world and pay United £100 million to sign him. Around half an hour ago, Amorim held a news conference in the aftermath of their post-season friendly in Hong Kong. This is what he said when asked whether Fernandes had just played his final game for the club.
I don't think so. I don't know for sure. Nobody knows, but I don't think so. I think he's seeing us taking some actions to change all the things, and I think that is all that he asks. I think he wants to stay. He's saying no to a lot of things, but it shows that he wants to win, and I think he's really young, he's really good. He needs to be on the best league in the world.
And do you think, so just to follow up, in terms of the money potentially being available from Al Hilal to the club can turn that down, though?
Sorry?
Do you think that the amount of money that Al Hilal are offering, supposedly, the club can turn that down, given the financial picture?
Yes, we can find another way to win money.
Ruben, have you spoken to Bruno? I don't know how it works. Do you have to have a conversation with him to clarify the situation, or?
No, of course I'm the manager, I'm the coach, but sometimes it's a decision of the player. But of course I talk with him, I explain things, and I just have that feeling when I talk to someone. You have the feeling if he wants to stay. Of course, sometimes in a lot of games this season he was so frustrated. but he knows what we are doing. So the feeling that I have every time I speak with him is that he wants to continue, for sure, in Manchester United, but you never know.
Ruben, finally, has this trip been useful? And also, when you look at the players that you've got, the lessons that you've learned over the last 6-7 months, do you know what you think the makeup of your squad should be when you start training again in July, games again in
Yes,
August?
I have a clear idea. We have a clear idea what we want. Of course, like you know, we are a little bit limited. We cannot do everything in one summer, but we have a clear picture of what we want. We are working on that for a while. Let's wait and see. But of course, we have a clear picture of what we want for the next season.
You've been looking forward to the end of the season, so what for you now? Are you going off on holiday and switching off your phone, or is it to Carrington to do more work and start planning for next season?
No, I can do the work without being at Carrington. I will stay in Manchester for a while, even for the kids to be there in the school, for they don't forget English. But I will be near in this moment because I cannot disconnect now. I will have to deal with some things and then I will go rest a little bit. But it's hard to disconnect. But I will stay in England for a while.
It's been a very quick trip to Hong Kong, but how do you reflect on the 48 hours, and would you like to come back for longer next time?
Yes, with better results. I think it would be so much fun if you have good results, if you win titles, to come here. We really enjoy. The people are really lovely and really respectful. So we are really grateful for everybody. We want to return with more time, but with titles, with better results, with more people watching the game. So of course we want to return.
So you're heading into holidays now, or maybe not so much a holiday for now, holiday for the players. I just wonder, what's the sort of the main message you want to give to the players as they head off onto their break or wherever they're going? What's the sort of the main message you want them to understand, to take into the summer and then have for the next season? And is it something you want them to kind of think about that over the summer, or you prefer them just to forget about all this and then come back fresh? Thank you.
They will. I was a football player, and when you are a football player, you can disconnect. They know that we underperformed badly this season. Important thing for me is that the body composition, the weight, the training, they need to be ready. We have to use every minute in every week of the preseason, so we need to arrive in shape. These small things, they have all the measures. We had a briefing about that. That is the only way to take action to be better next season. And they know, everybody knows that the next year is going to be massive for everybody. So they don't need to. I have been sending message every week, and they know that next year, I think that is clear, we need to be so much better.
This man here, Bruno Fernandes, what's the latest?
And to Al Hilal. Al Hilal, again, they're going to be flying the flag for Saudi Arabia in the Club World Cup. They want to have a big statement signing. They want to have a new toy to show off as well, especially in that first game against Real Madrid, which will be such a high-profile occasion. They are not giving up trying to sign Bruno Fernandes. Manchester United have made it clear the player is not for sale. He's our captain. He's starting for them in their friendly against Hong Kong today. But, of course, Al Hilal are backed by the Saudi Arabia Sovereign Wealth Fund. They have incredible riches behind them. Not only that, I've been told that a long time they've wanted to sign Bruno Fernandes, and they are putting incredible riches on offer. He's said to earn somewhere between £200,000 and £300,000 a week at Manchester United, one of the highest earners at Old Trafford. But if you take into account tax, half of that is tax. So his take-home pay is probably going to be around £150,000 a week. What the Saudis are saying is come to Riyadh, play for Al Hilal. We will pay you at least £700,000 a week.
Tax?
Free.
Oh.
I think if you stay in Saudi Arabia, if you stay out of the UK for, 2 years, then it is all tax-free, as long as he doesn't come back to the UK. And you would think he's from Portugal. So if he goes from Manchester to Riyadh, I don't think he's going to necessarily want to come back to the UK. So £700,000 tax-free. To be fair to Bruno Fernandes, he has not agitated for a move. He is not saying, I want to leave. I don't think he's motivated by money. But the big issue here is that he's 30. He's going to be 31 soon. And even though United are saying he's not for sale, we know what the financial situation is at Manchester United. And if Al Hilal were to put 100 million euros on the table in front of Manchester United, United would have a big decision to make.
And so too with Bruno Fernandes. There's big money, and money tends to talk in football, as we know.
Exactly. I mean, it would be a big wrench for United supporters if Bruno Fernandes was to leave, because he's the one shining light at United. He's the one player who you think is still a world-class player. But because he's so good, clubs like Al Hilal are going to be interested in signing him. And I don't think it's all doom and gloom at United, because they're about to wrap up a deal to sign Matheus Cunha from Wolves by paying his release clause. So even if Bruno Fernandes was to leave, at least you would have Cunha to look forward to watching.
And obviously this is a club that they've been pretty open about money being tight. So if you want to bring players in, then some players have to make way.
Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim is confident captain Bruno Fernandes will remain at the club, even as he continues to be strongly linked with a summer exit. Fernandes' future has been the subject of intense speculation amidst strong interest from Saudi Arabia Pro League outfit Al Hilal. Al Hilal are believed to have presented the Portuguese playmaker with an eye-watering financial package to convince him to ditch Old Trafford and join their ranks. It's understood they are also prepared to offer United a sum of around £100 million to sanction Fernandes' sale. Fernandes has a short window to make his decision, with Al Hilal eager to have a marquee player in place for the upcoming Club World Cup competition. After United's 3-1 post-season victory over Hong Kong, Amorim was inevitably asked about Fernandes, and he was positive that the 30-year-old will stay. Asked whether the match versus Hong Kong was Fernandes' last for United, Amorim answered, "I don't think so. I don't know for sure. Nobody knows, but I don't think so. He's seen us taking some actions to change all the things. I think that is all he asks. I think he wants to stay. He is saying no to a lot of things, but he chose that he wants to win. I think he's really good and he needs to be on the best league in the world." On whether the Red Devils could afford to turn down a big money offer for their skipper, Amorim told the media, "Yes, we can find another way to win money." Amorim continued, "Of course, I'm the manager, I'm the coach. Sometimes, it's the decision of the player. Of course, I talk with him. I explain things and I just have that feeling. When you talk to someone, you have the feeling if they want to stay. Sometimes, after lots of games this season, he was so frustrated, but he knows what we are doing. The feeling I have, every time I speak to him, is he wants to continue with Manchester United, for sure. But you never know."